Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Harrison County High School Baseball. I'm Jim Swinford coming to you from Mack Whitaker Field on the Hilltop, where this afternoon the Thoroughbreds will be taking on the Blue Jackets of Nicholas County. Harrison County dropping a 1-0 decision yesterday at the hands of Bishop Brossard on a somewhat controversial call in the last inning. We'll try to get it back on their winning ways here this afternoon. Meanwhile, Nicholas County having a super season at 12-1-1. And we'll have a 4-game winning streak on the line as we start tonight's game. Nicholas County, a veteran ball club now with many players who have played a lot of years, and that work is starting to pay off. Their only loss this season came to St. Henry, who's having a pretty good season themselves, a 10-0 decision. The lone tie was a game against Montgomery County in the fourth contest of the season that ended up 5-5 that was called after 8 innings because of darkness. Other than that, they've won all 12 of their other games. Harrison County, though, will come into the game with a record of 13-4 after that loss just yesterday. Let's take a look at this batting order for Nicholas County. Leading off will be their left fielder, Brayson Ring. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Carter Wigglesworth. Batting third will be the first baseman, Ryan Johnson. In the cleanup spot will be the pitcher, Dalton Davenport. He'll be followed by the catcher, Lincoln Morris. In the sixth spot will be the second baseman, Branson Sosby. Batting eighth, Tate Letcher. He's out in center field. And it's got one too many players on here. Okay. No, I'm right. Brady Swiper bats eighth. He's the designated hitter, batting for the shortstop, Clark Wyatt. And rounding out the batting order today for the Blue Jackets will be their right fielder, Jacob Hatton. So once again for Nicholas, it'll be Ring, Wigglesworth, Johnson, Davenport, Morris, Sosby, Letcher, Schweitzer, and Hatton. Defensively for the Thoroughbreds, Lucas Harrington is behind the plate with Corey Vaughn at first and Elijah Harris at second. Mason Smiley's at third with Cliffy McElvain at short. And left to right in the outfield, Jay Sean Lewis, Gunnar Cole, and Cameron White, all backing up the pitching of Braxton Grubb. Grubb pitching for the first time since he threw against Warren East down at the Kentucky 2A Championships in Owensboro back on Friday. He's now making his sixth appearance, his third start. He's thrown 17 in the third innings, given up 11 hits and 10 walks while striking out 26. Has a record, or has given up 9 runs, 6 of which have been earned, has a record of 1-1 with a save and an ERA of 2.42, and our opponents are batting just 175 against him. So this is going to be a good matchup as far as that's concerned between the hard-throwing Braxton Grubb that has not allowed very many base hits to a Nicholas County squad who on the season as a team is batting .371. That is the 8th best team batting average in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. This is a good Nicholas County team. This might be the best team they've had since the team they had back in the year 2000 that got to the state high school Final Four. Ring, Wigglesworth, and Johnson once again, the first 3 batters to come to the plate for Nicholas County. The Thoroughbreds in their maroon tops with breads and block letters across the front, their white pinstripe pants. Meanwhile, Nicholas County in their blue tops with jackets and block letters across the front and their gray baseball pants. Ring will step in there, a sophomore.
Leading off in Nicholas County is number 23, Bryson Ring.
No wind hardly at all to speak of here this afternoon, and according to the radar, the rain is on its way. First pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike one as we're underway from here on the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field. Nicholas 12-1-1, Harrison County 13-4. Ring stands back in there and awaits the next delivery from Grubb, who gets the sign from Harrington. Wheels and fires the pitch. The plate's going to be outside and low for a ball. Ring on the season, batting .410 on 16 out of 39. Leads the team in runs scored with 21. Has 5 doubles, a homer, and 10 RBIs. The wind by Grubb and the 1-1 is going to stay outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Ring. This is the 96th time that Harrison County has faced Nicholas County as long as Coach Whitaker has been here. Harrison leads the all-time series 81-14, including 23-6 here on the Hilltop. Next pitch is taken at the knees as the count evens up on Ring at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guarding the line just a bit on the left side is Mason Smiley. As the wind all of a sudden decides to pick up. And the break even is tip foul into the mid of Harrington for strike 3. There's your first Killian's Pizza strikeout of the day for Braxton Grubb. They'll bring Carter Wigglesworth to the plate. Wigglesworth wears number 35 on the back of his jersey. A senior, one of just 3 seniors on this Nicholas County team. Waggles the bat over his right shoulder as Grubb gets the sign. And the first pitch to the plate is going to be right down Main Street for strike 1. Wigglesworth on the year, batting .441 on 15 out of 34. Has 3 doubles and 13 RBIs. Leads the team in getting hit by a pitch, as that's happened to him 9 times. The next pitch to the plate is going to be swatted foul just to the left and now into the Nicholas County dugout, but everybody's all right. The count goes to 0-2. Killian's Pizza serving up great food, just like the Breads and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to order for pickup or delivery. Right now, choking up on the bat handle a couple of inches as Wigglesworth with the 0-2 count on him. Just underway here in the top of the first. 1 out, nobody on for Nicholas. Next pitch is tip foul into the mid of Harrington again. So another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb as he's retired both of the batters he's faced here in the top of the first by that manner.
Batting, number 5, Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson, the first baseman, will now come to the plate. Another sophomore and a left-handed batter. Wears number 5 on the back of his jersey. Stands and waits on the first pitch from a Grubb. And the pitch is going to be low and outside for ball 1. Johnson on the season, batting a solid .484. 15 out of 31. Has 3 doubles, 2 triples to lead the team, and 11 RBIs. All up and down the batting order, Nicholas County can hit. There's no soft spots. Next pitch is low and inside as the count goes to 2-0. Johnson looks down to get the sign before stepping back in the batter's box. Now he's ready to go. The outfield playing him to go the opposite way. Jay Sean Lewis fairly deep and left. The 2-0 pitch is at the knees for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. Dalton Davenport on deck, hoping to get a chance to bat here in the top of the first, but Johnson's got to get aboard for that to happen. Flag just kind of floating around right now as the 2-1 is sliced foul and out of play to the left side. This count evens up at 2-2, and now Grubb just 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the top of the first. That would be a good start against this good hitting Nicholas County team. Crowd the plate just a bit now will be Johnson as he chokes up on the bat handle a half an inch. And the break even to the plate is pop foul to the left side, sailing out of play. Smiley chasing after it, but it's going to be well out of play as the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breads will take tomorrow off, and then we'll come back here on Friday for the combo alumni night / homecoming / game against Connor. The alumni part of the program begins at 5 when any alumni for both the Breads or the Phillies can come up and take some swings at it. We'll also honor the 2010 state champions. Then around 6, we'll have the homecoming festivities. Didn't get to have homecoming in the traditional way during the football and basketball season, so we're going to do it here at baseball. Then the Breads will play Connor around 7. The wind and the 2-2 once again is outside, loading up the count at 3-2. Johnson on the year has walked 9 times. That is tied for second on the team. Trying to get aboard that way here. Payoff pitch to the plate is cued foul off the end of the bat. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by the sophomore Johnson have kept him alive in this plate appearance. Taking a look on into next week. On Monday, we'll host the Braves of Grant County in a 5:15 start. Then on Tuesday, we'll head to Paris to take on the Greyhounds. That likewise at 5:15. Grubb steps off the back of the rubber as Johnson stands out of the batter's box. Now he's back in there once again and will await the 3-2 pitch. Boy, Cole is way into left center. The wind and now time called. If Johnson can pull the ball, he could run for a long, long time. From my angle, Gunnar Cole on the left side of the foul pole, which is way into left center. 3-2 pitch is going to be lifted into left center. Cole going back at the edge of the bank. Looks like he's got a beat on it. He does for out number 3. So the Blue Jackets go down in order here in the top of the first. So as we head to the bottom of the frame, your score, Nicholas County nothing and Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field. Harrison County shuts down the Jackets without a runner reaching base. Let's see what our offense can do. Leading off will be Elijah Harris, the second baseman. He'll be followed by Jay Sean Lewis, who's out in left field. Batting third, the center fielder, Gunnar Cole. Cleaning up today for the Breds will be the right fielder, Cameron White. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Corey Vaughn. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, Malachi Feeback, who's batting for Cliffy McIlvain, who's playing out at short. Mason Smiley is the seventh place batter. He's over at third. Braxton Grubb, the pitcher, bats eighth. And rounding out the batting order today for Harrison will be the catcher, Lucas Harrington. So once again for the Breds, it'll be Harris, Lewis, Cole, White, Vaughn, Feeback, Smiley, Grubb, and Harrington. Defensively for Nicholas, Lincoln Morris is behind the plate with Ryan Johnson at first and Branson Sosby at second. Carter Wigglesworth patrols third base with Clark White at short. Brayson Ring is in left field. Out in center field is Tate Letcher. And the right fielder is Jacob Hatton, all backing up the pitching of Dalton Davenport. Davenport, one of the top pitchers, not only in our region, but in the state as well. Looking at his numbers so far this year, making his fifth appearance, his fifth start. He's thrown 18 in the third innings and given up just 5 base hits. He's walked 6 while striking out 46. Those 46 strikeouts, 10th best in the state. He's given up just 2 runs, one of which was earned, has an ERA of 0.38. And maybe more impressive than all of that, opposing batters are batting just .083 against him. Elijah Harris will try to get aboard here in the bottom of the first.
Number 5, Elijah Harris.
We'll look at Elijah's numbers after this first pitch to him from Davenport. Davenport, a senior, also a star basketball player as well. Leading scorer for the Blue Jackets this past winter, averaging almost 18 points a game. Over at third, Wigglesworth a couple of steps in on the infield grass as the first pitch to Harris is taken for strike one. Nice fastball that time, delivered by Davenport. Davenport's been playing baseball for Nicholas for a long, long time. Next pitch is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. We might as well go up there swinging, guys. Davenport's not going to waste any time. No score here in the bottom of the first. Harris awaits the next pitch. Here it comes. Going to stay up high for a ball. 1-2 now the count to Elijah, who's batting .273 on the year on 12 out of 44. Has a double and 6 RBIs. Has scored 16 runs, which is second best on the team. Also leads the team in walks with 12 as the next pitch is out of the strike zone, evening up the count at 2-2. All those walks have led to a .475 on base percentage. The wind by Davenport and the break even is outside. So after falling behind the count 0-2, Harris has worked the count back to full. He'll stand back in there now. And the payoff pitch is on the outside corner for strike 3. So 1 up and 1 down in the home first for Jay Sean Lewis. Boy, Lewis cranked a couple of ringing doubles in yesterday's game and has earned the start because of it. On the year, Jay Sean batting .476. on 10 out of 21, has 3 doubles, a triple, and 9 RBIs. Slugging .714. First pitch to him is swung and missed for strike one. Davenport's got some heat on that fastball. Lewis steps back in. Senior versus freshman. Said the Blue Jackets 12-1-1 on the year. Davenport 4-0. Here's a little looper over the third baseman's head and down the left field line for a base hit. So Lewis's torrid hitting continues. So one out single will bring Gunnar Cole to the plate. Cole playing out in center field. Over at first, Johnson will hold Lewis on. Jay Sean with 3 steals and 4 chances this year. Gunnar Cole batting .340 on 9, I make that 16 out of 47. Has a couple of doubles and 9 RBIs and has scored 15 runs. Sneaking in at third is Wigglesworth. The pitch is going to be down low for a ball. Getting a hit off of Davenport, quite an accomplishment coming into the contest. Had given up just 5 base hits in 18 and a third innings. Lewis didn't hit it hard, but he hit it where there was nobody there. Next pitch to Cole is squared to bunt, but bunts it foul down the first base line. That'll even things up at 1-1. You probably know about Snappy's Beast Pizza, but don't forget to try their calzones and sandwiches too. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. I told Trent yesterday that you passed him by. You do a much better job than he does. He took kind of an offense at that. I said, well, you'll have to practice. Plus, he hadn't done it since football. Check of the runner at first by Davenport. And the 1-1 is stroked into right field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles by Harrison County. Put runners on first and second with 1 out for the cleanup batter, Cameron White. Nice piece of hitting that time by Cole, going with the pitch and sending it the opposite way.
Number 16, Cameron White.
White on the season, batting .262 on 11 of 42. Has 3 doubles and tied to the team lead in RBIs with 14. He's been smacking the ball well the last week or so after breaking out of a slump that at one time got to be 1 out of 15. But he's out of it now. First pitch is outside, pops out of the mitt of Morris, but not far enough away for any advancement. This count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. This is a key district game for both of these teams as far as the seeding for the 38th district tournament. Both these teams undefeated in district play. More or less, if everything else goes to Hoyle, these two teams playing to find out who will get to play Robertson County and who will have to play Pendleton County. The winner of both the games will play Robertson County for sure in the district tournament in the first round. Next pitch is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Although we do have another game scheduled against the Jackets in Carlisle. We were supposed to play them about a couple of weeks ago, but wet weather caused that to be postponed. Look back at second by Davenport, and the 1-1 is swung on and missed. White having trouble catching up with Davenport's fastball as the count goes to 1-2. Swinging the bat around is White. Is down at second base. Lewis takes his lead. Another glance by Davenport, and the 1-2 is outside. And that'll keep the count, or run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes for number 16. White, a junior. Been playing right field pretty steadily over the last month or so. Break-even pitch is down low for ball 3. Be good to get Cameron on board and load the bases for Corey Vaughn, who's on deck. Lewis takes his lead from second, as does Cole from first. Outfield playing White to go the opposite way. And the payoff pitch is a bouncer to second base. The only play for Sosby will be to first, where he will retire White. But both the runners on base move up 90 feet. So with 2 outs, runners on second and third for Vaughn.
Now batting, number 44, Corey Vaughn.
Vaughn slumping a little bit lately, but still leads the team in batting at .354. Leads the team in doubles with 4 and in triples with 2. Also leads the team in hits and runs with 17 each. Try to get those runners home. Left fielder Brayson Ring playing fairly shallow for Vaughn. First pitch is taken outside and low for ball 1. I see that the rain has arrived. Well, he knew by the radar it was coming, and I can just tell going by the back of the umpire's shirt, that black, that the rain is here. It's also chased some of our fans into their cars. Next pitch is fouled out of play to the right side. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Vaughn on the season, batting .400 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, which is the situation we have now with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Bottom of the first, no score yet. Vaughn calls time as he'll get some of that moisture off the bat head before stepping back into the box. Lights have been turned on here. And the 1-1 is taken at the knees for a strike. Come on, Corey. 1-2 the count now to number 44. Just like the last couple of batters, the center fielder, Tate Letcher, playing the batter to go the opposite way. Look back at second base at Cole. And the 1-2 to Vaughn is outside and low. Nice snag that time by Morris to keep the ball from getting past him. Count evens up at 2-2. Vaughn has been unable to drive in a run in the last 5 games. Be a good time to break out of that type of slump here. And the break even is smacked in the hole between short and third. Coming home to score Lewis. Cole will be stopped at third as the ball comes home, but on the throw home on down to second base will go Vaughn. RBI base hit by the freshman puts Harrison County in the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. All right. For Corey, his 12th RBI of the season.
Now batting, number 24, Malachi Feedback.
Malachi Feedback, the designated hitter, now comes to the plate with runners at second and third. Malachi, the designated hitter, batting for the shortstop, Cliffy McIlvain. In limited action, Malachi batting .250 on 1 out of 4. First pitch is taken up high for a ball. Quite the accomplishment for the Thoroughbreds with 3 hits here in the first inning, as we had talked about before. Davenport had given up just 5 hits altogether in his first 18 and a third innings. A look back at second. The pitch to the plate is going to be taken on the outside edge for strike 1. Vaughn with pretty good speed out there at second. Could score on a base hit into the outfield. But we'll just wait and see. Next pitch is going to sail high as the count goes to 2-1. Also, Davenport had given up just 1 earned run coming into today's game in his previous 4 outings. Breds have already matched that here in the first and hoping to double it or even triple it. Get a gapper here. Next pitch is a bouncer to third. Gloved by the third baseman Wigglesworth. He'll fire across the diamond to retire Feedback for out number 3. But the Breds get a run. It came by way of 3 base hits. There were no errors and 2 left. As we head now to the top of the second, your score, Harrison County 1 and Nicholas County 0. You're listening to Breds Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field. Harrison County plates a run on 3 hits in the bottom of the first to take the early lead under what is now rainy skies here at the Hilltop. For Nicholas, the middle third of the order coming up. Dalton Davenport, Lincoln Morris, and Branson Sosby against Braxton Grubb, who retired the side in order in the top of the first. Get an insurance agent that gets you covered like an All-American center fielder. That's Dan Furnish here in Harrison County. Call 234-4514 to talk to Dan. Throw goes down to second from Harrington as the ball slipped away. Good to see Travis Sims here today. Honored before the game began. His sons, Cole and Brock, participated in pregame ceremonies.
Number 16, Dalton Davenport.
Bred's wearing shirts that reflect the comments of Coach Sims that we got this. So best of luck to Coach Sims as he continues to battle those health problems. Travis, one of the good guys here in the region. First pitch to the plate is going to be up high for ball 1. Davenport on the season, batting .500 on 17 of 34. 5 doubles, a triple, a team leading 3 home runs, and 22 RBIs, which is second most on the team. Count goes to 1-1 on the Nicholas County pitcher. Leading off things here in the second, his team down 1-0. The 1-1 to the plate is going to sail outside for ball 2. 2 balls to strike the count now to number 16, who's been a starter ever since his 7th grade year. Now a senior. The 2-1 to the plate is outside again, ball 3. So, I gave you Braxton's numbers on the year, making his 6th appearance, his 3rd start. He's thrown 17 in the 3rd innings, giving up 11 hits and 10 walks while striking out 26. Make it 27 as he walks Davenport on a 3-1 pitch to lead things off here in the second. They'll bring Lincoln Morris to the plate. Lincoln Morris, one of the best hitters in the Commonwealth.
Now batting, number 17, Lincoln Morris.
Batting .595, that's 7th best in the state. His 26 hits are 8th most in the Commonwealth, and his 10 doubles are the 3rd most in the state of Kentucky. First pitch to him here is up high for ball 1. Over at first base, Vaughn holding Davenport on. Davenport has only stolen a couple of bases this season, though, which doesn't mean a thing. He could be going off right now. Over at third, Smiley a couple of steps in on the infield grass. The 1-0 to the plate is going to be low and outside. His count goes to 2 balls and no strikes as the rain's starting to come down a little bit harder. Taking a look at the radar, it's pretty green over top us right now. Stretched by Grubb. The glance over at first, and the 2-0 is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 2-1 now the count to Morris, who's also slugging .833 on the year. The guy can hit. Stretched by the pitcher Grubb, as the next pitch is up high for ball 3. 3-1 the count. We were talking about the 26 ribbies by Morris being 8th most in the state. As a team, Nicholas, 119 RBIs. That's 14th best. As a team, they've also cranked out 33 doubles, with his 12th most in the state. The 3-1 is fouled out of play. This count goes full at 3-2. 1-0, Harrison leads here in the top of the second. Nicholas has a runner on first and nobody out. Wind starting to whip around a little bit more under the lights and the rain. Temperature pretty pleasant, though. Payoff pitch is outside ball 4, so the first 2 Jackets have walked here in the top of the second inning. Morris walking for the 2nd time this year. He's always been very aggressive at the plate, but that time laid off that ball outside and high. Branson Sosby, the second baseman, will now come to the plate.
Now batting, number 6, Branson Sosby.
Sosby batting .294 on 10 out of 34. Has a double and 11 RBIs. And there is a runner in scoring position down at second, which could be the potential tying run. Squaring to bunt, but bunting past the ball is Sosby for strike 1. Despite that apparent bunt attempt, Smiley will stay even with the bag at third, and now there will be a conversation about midway between third and home, between Sosby and his third base coach. The Phillies last night picked up a huge win, knocking off Pendleton County over at Shirley Field 6-2 to improve to 12-5 on the year. Pendleton County generally considered to be one of the best, if not the best team in the region, but the Phillies got them yesterday. Phillies are off today. Tomorrow they'll be at Nicholas. So the next pitch is delivered down low for a ball. 1-1 the count. Phillies then on Alumni Night on Friday will be hosting East Jessamine after they go through their senior night, or not their senior night, but Alumni Night festivities. If you're a former Philly and want to come up and try and hit the ball some more, come on up. Next pitch is bunted foul to the left side, running the count to 1-2. Phillies will have a doubleheader on Saturday up at a little triangle at Henry Clay. They'll take on North Laurel at 2, and then the Lady Devils at 4. Then the girls will return home on Monday to take on Simon Kenton at 6, before taking to the road again on Tuesday, heading to Fleming County. So busy next several days for the Phillies. But right now, rocking along at 12-5. The 1-2 is on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. There's another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, his third of the ball game. So with those runners still at second and third and now one out, Tate Letcher, the center fielder, will come plateward.
Now batting number 3, Tate Letcher.
Letcher batting .238 on the year on 10 out of 42. 5 doubles and 7 RBIs. He's scored 12 runs. Left-handed batter is the sophomore. First pitch to him is popped up into shallow left field. Jay-Sean Lewis going after it and cannot make the grab. The runners had to hold to see if the ball was going to be caught or not. And now the throw to the plate is going to get past the catcher. I don't think that the runner hit home plate. I think he jumped over it. But nobody's listening to me, and it may not have been the case. Now his teammate tells him to touch the bag, and he does. Shoot. I should have opened up the window and yelled it. Next time I'll do better. I'm sorry. But in any case, a run scores to tie the game at 1-1.
Now batting number 10, Brady Swiper.
And Tate Letcher ends up at second base. On the throw of the plate, came on home. At the plate now, Brady Schweitzer. Schweitzer, the designated hitter, batting for the shortstop, Clark Wyatt. Runners take their leads. Morris from third and Letcher from second. Still just one out in the inning. Infield draws in. The pitch is on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Schweitzer on the season, batting .174 on 4 of 23. Has a couple of RBIs, though. From the stretch, Grubb. The 0-1 is swung through and missed for strike 2. That's right. Go ahead and get these bottom of the order guys out by going aggressive at them. Just don't let them get a little blooper. Jay-Sean Lewis playing way back and left. The 0-2 is right down Main Street for strike 3, and another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, his second of the inning and his fourth of the game. So with 2 outs now, those runners still at second and third. The ninth place hitter, Jacob Hatton, will come to the plate. Hatton playing out in right field. Crowding the plate just a little bit. Infield able to move back to their normal positions now with 2 outs. First pitch is fouled off at the plate for strike 1. Hatton batting a solid .417 on 5 out of 12. Has yet to get an extra base hit this year, but does have a couple of ribbies and has scored 5 runs. Rain still coming down, a steady sprinkle. That's what we'll call it. Runners take their leads at second and third. 1-1 your score right now. Here's a bouncer to the third base side. Smiley has it. Fires on to first base in time to retire Hatton for out number 3. But a run comes across the plate for the Blue Jackets here in the top of the second. It came by way of just 1 base hit. There were no errors and 2 left. So we head now to the bottom of the second your score. Harrison County 1 and Nicholas County 1. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Nicholas County all knotted up at 1 apiece. It'll be the bottom third of the order coming up for the Breds. Mason Smiley, Braxton Grubb, and Lucas Harrington against Dalton Davenport, who gave up 3 hits and a run in that first inning, which was quite the surprise in that he had only given up 5 hits coming into the game in his previous 4 starts, and his ERA was 0.38, and batters were batting .083 against him. Mason Smiley, the third baseman for the Thoroughbreds, awaiting the finishing touches on the warm-up pitches by Davenport here in the second. Well, I mentioned before about how well the Phillies are doing at 12-5. Hopefully they'll win tomorrow at Nicholas. That's a 6 o'clock start. Meanwhile, other things going on the Hilltop in the next few days. Tomorrow, the tennis team will be hosting Paris High School. And then on Saturday, the track team will be hosting the Harrison County Invitational. Hopefully the weather will be okay for them. I think it's supposed to be okay weather on Saturday, just maybe spotty rain, not the kind of rain we're supposed to get today and tomorrow. Good crowd on hand for tonight's game. A bunch of people come over from Carlisle to watch their Jackets play as well. Look at Smiley's numbers on the air, batting .306. Has a double and tied the team lead in RBIs with 14.
Now batting number 36, Mason Smiley.
Mason, another one of those fine freshmen that this team has. Stands in there now against Davenport. The wind and the first pitch is going to be tip foul into the mitt of Morris for strike 1. Smiley right now has a current streak of 11 straight games in which he's reached base. I'd like to go ahead and extend that stretch here in his at-bat in the second inning. The 0-1 is way inside, and that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been raining since the top of the first, but not strong enough to stop the game. Next pitch is going to stay high as the count goes to 2-1. Smiley takes an extra second to step into the batter's box as he wheels the bat around, and the 2-1 is going to find the outside part of the plate for a strike, evening up the count at 2-2 to the leadoff batter for the Breds here in the second. The wind and the break even to the plate is going to be fouled off of the press box as the count remains 2-2. Kellyan's Pizza is serving up great food just like the Breds and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to order for pickup or delivery right now. They don't mind getting out in the rain and bringing you some pizza. Tapping the plate with his bat is Smiley as Davenport wheels and fires the 2-2, which is fouled off again. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Smiley in this plate appearance have kept him alive in this particular at-bat. 1-1 your score here in the bottom of the second at Mack Whitaker Field under a steady rain. Next pitch is going to stay high. This count goes full at 3-2. Well, if nothing else, we're making Davenport work. He's already thrown 33 pitches in the game. The wind and the payoff to Smiley is up high, ball 4. So a walk begins things for the Breds here in the bottom of the second. For Davenport, just his 7th base on balls given up this season. And with getting on base, Mason Smiley extends his streak to 12 straight games in which he's reached base.
Braxton Grubb.
Pitcher Braxton Grubb will come to the plate now with a chance to help his own cause. Over at first, Johnson will hold Smiley on. Mason has only stolen 1 base this year. Wigglesworth a couple of steps in on the grass at third as the first pitch to Grubb is fouled off for strike 1. Braxton on the season, batting .242. Does have a triple and a couple of home runs, the most recent one coming against Franklin County a week ago Saturday. He's also scored 12 runs. New baseball delivered to the mound as probably see more of that happening with the rain continuing to fall. And according to the radar, it's going to be falling for a while. And if you're in your cars, if you can, turn your headlights off. Batters don't like headlights in their eyes. Stretched by Davenport. Glance over to first. And the 0-1 is at the knees for strike 2. 1 on, nobody out for the Braves here in the bottom of the second. In a 1-1 game. Braves trying to bounce back from that 1-0 loss yesterday to Brossart. Sneaking away from first base is Smiley, as the 0-2 is delivered just a bit outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count to number 9, who just didn't really get into sync in that loss down at Owensboro when Harrison County played Warren East. The 1-2 is down low, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand for today's game despite the weather. Not quite as big as what we had against Model on Monday when Coach broke the record, but still a nice crowd. I'd say probably a mix of Harrison County and Nicholas County fans across the bank. Break even to the plate is going to be across the plate for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game delivered by Davenport. So with 1 on, that runner, or 1 out, and that runner still on at first base, Lucas Harrington will come to the plate.
Now batting, number 3, Lucas Harrington.
Harrington was hit by a pitch a couple of times in that loss to Brossart yesterday. Overall in the season, leads the team in that category with 10. Otherwise, he is 7 of 27 for a .259 batting average. But with all those walks and the many times he's been hit by a pitch, leads the team with a .524 on-base percentage. Soft throw to first, but not near in time. Davenport peers into Morris to get the sign. Outfield playing Harrington straight away. And the pitch is going to be bunted out to the left side. It's a good one. Third baseman Wigglesworth's throw to first base will be in time to retire Harrington. But the sacrifice is successful in that Smiley moves over into scoring position at second base on the sacrifice. That'll take us back to the top of the order now, and Elijah Harris.
Now batting, number 5, Elijah Harris.
Harris, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Now the field umpire and Dalton Davenport having a discussion on the mound before we get back to play. Harris with just 6 RBIs this year. He's not normally in a position to drive in runs. He's mostly the guy that sets the table. But he'll stand in there with 2 outs and a runner at second. Well, a 1-1 game. Some new balls are going to be delivered to the home plate umpire. Well, the Reds won again last night, knocking off Los Angeles by a score of 6-5. A 3-run 7th inning was the impetus behind that victory, with Joey Votto's 2-run double driving in both the tying and go-ahead runs. So the Reds win their first 2 in that 3-game series against LA, and they're playing right now as we speak. Probably up into the 6th or 7th innings. Pitch to the plate, taken for a strike by Harris. 0-1 the count to the Reds' second baseman. Outfield playing Harris to go the opposite way, although the left fielder, Brayson Ring, playing him to go straight away. Big gap in left center. Next pitch is tip foul into the mid of Morris for strike 2. So now Harris is really going to have to concentrate with an 0-2 count on him. Down at second base, Smiley, who began the inning with a walk, takes his lead. Reds trying to break this 1-1 tie in here in the bottom of the second. And the 0-2 delivery is way outside for a ball. Jay Sean Lewis on deck, going under the cover of the dugout so he doesn't get his hair wet. Now he shakes it out, as I think they pushed him out of the dugout. The 1-2 is tip foul. Harris just barely getting a piece of that pitch. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Good job, Elijah, staying alive. Excuse me. New ball delivered to the mound as Harris now will stand back in the batter's box. Levels the bat a couple of times. Wheels it around now. Waggles it over his right shoulder. And the 1-2 is up high for ball 2. And that'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harris trying to drive Lewis in. Well, outfielders aren't playing exceptionally deep. It'll take a shot into a gap to score Smiley. And the break even to the plate is smacked into the glove of the first baseman, Ryan Johnson, who was in the right place at the right time and jumped at just the right angle to bring in out number 3, although Harris hit it hard. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 man left on base. So as we head now to the top of the 3rd, your score remains Harrison County 1 and Nicholas County likewise. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field. Harrison County and Nicholas all knotted up 1 apiece. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Blue Jackets. Brayson Ring, Carter Wigglesworth, and Ryan Johnson against Braxton Grubb, who gave up a run last inning after walking the first 2 batters. Eventually, Tate Letcher drove one of them in, and that's where we're at right now, 1-1. Kellyan's Pizza serving up great food, just like the Breads and Phillies are serving up strikeouts. Call 298-2048 to place your order for pickup or delivery right now. Ring struck out his first time up, one of the 3 Ks on the day for Braxton Grubb, actually 4 strikeouts. Assistant coach Vince Harris bringing some new balls out to the umpire. It's been raining since basically the top of the first, but just a steady sprinkle. Flag, which was blowing out towards left field, is now blowing more towards right.
23, Bryson Ring.
Ring, the left fielder, awaits the first delivery to him from Grubb. The wind and the pitch to the plate is going to be across the plate for strike 1. Talk about the Reds. Jesse Winker homered again last night. That's 2 games in a row in which Winker has gone deep. The 0-1 delivery is just a bit outside, evening up the count at 1-1 to leadoff hitter for Nicholas here in the top of the 3rd. 1-1 is your score. Grubb taking a little longer on the mound here in this inning than he did in the first. The 1-1 to the plate is down low. This count goes to 2-1. Ring wears the number 23 on the back of his jersey, a sophomore. Listed at 6'3". I would imagine that Coach John Michael Wrights would like to have this guy on the basketball team. The wind by Grubb, and the 2-1 to the plate is going to be outside again for ball 3. Well, Braxton walked the first 2 batters last inning, and eventually one of them came around to score. And if you remember down at the game against Warren East, Braxton walked 8 guys, 5 of which eventually came around to score. So walks will kill. Ring now waits the next delivery. And the 3-1 to the plate is swung on and missed for strike 2. Pitch that appeared to maybe be a little bit low. Either way, it loads up the count at 3-2. The wind and the payoff to the plate is popped up in the infield. In foul territory now is Harrington as the wind carries it past him and he drops it for just another strike. I don't know if Lucas just misjudged it or what happened there, but unable to make the catch, giving Brayson Ring second life. You hate to give good teams 4 outs in an inning, and that's just what we did. Ring adjusts the batting gloves before stepping back in the batter's box, and now the sophomore is ready to go. 3-2 still the count. Nobody out. Leadoff batter in the third. Next pitch is on the inside corner for strike 3, and another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, his 5th of the ball game. They'll bring Carter Wigglesworth to the plate. Wigglesworth struck out his first time up.
Number 35, Carter Wigglesworth.
Playing over at third base defensively. Grubb gets the sign from Harrington, and his first pitch to Wigglesworth is going to be outside and high for a ball. Coming into the ball game, Grubb had struck out 26 and 17 in the third innings. It's already got 5 today. And the 1-0 is going to be fouled off of the press box. The count evens up at 1-1. Now pitch that ball into the dugout and deliver a new one out to the mound to Grubb. Backing up now is Smiley, who had been playing in some. Just in case Wigglesworth decided to lay one down, but he hadn't shown that inclination yet. The 1-1 pitch is going to stay low, an off-speed pitch that just never got across the plate. His count goes to 2-1. 1 out, nobody on for Nicholas here in the top of the third. 1-1 your score. The wind and the 2-1 to the plate is smacked foul past the dugout of Nicholas County down the left side. That'll even things up at 2-2. UK baseball team last night won at Kentucky Proud Park over EKU, but it was a struggle as the Cats won 7-6 over the Colonels. UK now 25-13 overall. Break-even pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, his 2nd of the inning and his 6th of the ball game.
Number 5, Ryan Johnson.
So 2 up and 2 down. We'll bring Ryan Johnson back to the plate. Johnson had an 8-pitch plate appearance in the first before eventually flying out to center field. Johnson, a dangerous batter with 3 doubles, a couple of triples, and a couple of home runs on the year. Plus that 484 batting average ain't bad itself. Just a sophomore. First pitch to the left-hander is swung through and missed for strike 1. Grubb looking much more comfortable on the mound today than he did against Warren East back on Friday. I think maybe the atmosphere got to the sophomore as he just wasn't very crisp, but he's refound it today. Winds and fires the 0-1 to Johnson, which is swung on and missed again. Johnson unable to catch up with either one of the fastballs that Grubb has thrown. Count goes to 0-2, and now Grubb just 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the third and maintaining the score at 1-1. Number 5 steps back in the batter's box as Grubb delivers the 0-2 to the plate, and it's going to be sent into center field. Cole has a beat on it, and will grab it for out number 3. So for the second time in 3 innings, the Jackets go down 1-2-3. So as we head now to the bottom of the third, your score, Harrison County 1 and Nicholas County 1. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field, Harrison County and Nicholas County knotted up 1-1. The Breads scoring a run in the bottom of the first, but then Nicholas County answered in the top of the second with a run of their own for the runs that have been scored. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Harrison County here in the third inning. Jay Sean Lewis, Gunnar Cole, and Cameron White. Well, as we mentioned, the Breads a record of 81-14 against Nicholas County since Coach Whitaker took over back in 1978, including a 23-6 mark here on the Hilltop. 2 years ago when the two teams played, when they played here at the Hilltop, Harrison County won 14-4 in 6 innings. When we met over in Carlisle in the regular season, we lost a 10-9 decision. The teams would then get together in the district final, also played over at Nicholas County High School, a game that Harrison won 11-1 in 5 innings. Dalton Davenport back on the mound for the Nicholas County Blue Jackets, as he'll scrape some of the mud off of his cleats before towing the rubber and throwing a pitch to Jay Sean Lewis. Lewis singled his first time up, later came around to score on the RBI base hit by Corey Vaughn. Lewis, a little bloop single his first time up, but got him on base.
Now batting, number 33, Jay Sean Lewis.
Wigglesworth at the cut of the infield grass over at third. The wind by Davenport, and the first pitch to Lewis is going to be low and inside for ball 1. Breads 13-4 coming into tonight's ball game, while Nicholas County 12-1-1. The wind and the 1-0 to Lewis is going to stay outside for ball 2. Lewis has walked 3 times this season, but with that .476 batting average, really good. So the next pitch is up high for ball 3. 3-0 now the count to Jay Sean. I would bet my bottom dollar he'll be taking all the way on this next pitch with nobody out, nobody on. And the 3-0 is right down the pipe. And as we suspected, Lewis was taking all the way as the count goes to 3-1. Rain continues to fall here on Mac Whitaker Field. The 3-1 pitch is low and outside for ball 4. That's the second walk surrendered by Davenport. This time leading off the third for the Breads as Gunnar Cole will come to the plate. Cole a single when he came to bat before. Over at first, Johnson will hold Lewis on.
Gunnar Cole.
Lewis, the fastest runner on this team, I'll bet you, but not as much experience in trying to steal bases with just 3 on the year. A glance over to first by Davenport. Cole squares the bunt. The ball gets past the catcher for a wild pitch, and on down to second goes Lewis with a potential tie or go-ahead run. Count 1-0 on Cole. Gunnar stands in on the ear. Oh, they're going to call it for right now, it looks like. So a rain delay. Put down the time it starts here at 6:12. So what we're going to do is send it back to the station where AJ will play a little music, and we'll come back when we know something, whether the game continues or it gets postponed one way or the other. But your situation is this. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. The score is tied at 1-1. Jay Sean Lewis led off the third with a walk. He has subsequently moved to second on a wild pitch, and that's where we're at right now. So until we talk to each other again, take it away, AJ.